People with keratoconus, all the time. Does this work for keratoconus? Does this work? Let me just clear the air. So, keratoconus, in simple terms, is a corneal ectasia. Basically means your cornea progressively thins over time. If it's picked up earlier, the chances are it's going to progress further down the line. If it's picked up a little bit later on in life, that means there's less of a chance of progression. But again, it needs to be managed by an optometrist or an ophthalmologist, okay? Now, in terms of surgical options, you want corneal surgery. It's difficult to assess this unless you're under someone's care, which is why we cannot give clinical advice. If, however, somehow you're suitable for corneal surgery, and a lot of cases are, these are the potential options. Again, now you can see why we can't give clinical advice over the phone, because everyone's case is so complex. But anyways, if you happen to be someone that can receive corneal surgeries, your options include surgical intacts or Kera rings. They are pretty much like a support mechanism to sort of stabilize your cornea, to stop it from thinning further. Again, that's a brief explanation, very, very brief. More information will be provided if you consult the professional that I will point you to after this video. Corneal cross-linking. This is usually a very early stage treatment or management for someone with early stage keratoconus. It involves riboflavin and UV light to stabilize the collagen fibers in the cornea so that the progressive thinning is reduced. Okay, so that's another option. The third option is ICLs, implantable Collamer lenses. Okay, ICLs. They're basically like lenses that go inside the cornea. Okay, so they don't have to reshape the cornea, but they put a lens in there. So much information, isn't it? This is why we can't give clinical advice over the phone, but that was another option. Then, in terms of corneal surgery options, you've got PRK, photorefractive keratectomy. What that is, a microkeraton will take up the whole epithelium. A laser, similar to how LASIK and smile surgery, will reshape your cornea if your cornea is not thin to a point where it can't be thinned anymore. So that's PRK. Or you can even have LASEK. LASEK, epithelial keratomyosis, but you'll have to take off the whole corneal epithelium again. So many terms. How can you follow all this? How can I type all that in one comment? I can't. Hence why we can't give clinical information over the phone. Either way, your last option, which I haven't mentioned, if your keratoconus is so severe, you might need to have a whole new cornea, a transplant. Okay, again, I can't do that. You'll have to see an ophthalmologist, which is why I recommend you book in a consultation with Euro Eyes at the London Eye Clinic in Knightsbridge. Use my code, my blueberry. Use my code MLS100 if you are suitable. And as I said, being a keratoconic patient doesn't mean you're unsuitable, but I can't give clinical advice over the phone. Hope that helps. Thank you very much.